Hello. This is just me clicking through everything on my computer. So this is what I'm going to do is provide a quick walkthrough of like our meeting minutes and our agenda, and I hope this takes just a few minutes. And so right now, just looking at Michael's meeting minutes, and he did a pretty good job. Aren't too many glaring errors. Now, meeting minutes are a record of all of the actions that have taken place during a meeting. So like if someone's like, "Oh, did we approve the blue tile for the bathroom?" It's like, "Oh, well, let's go look at the meeting minutes and see." And it keeps like a running record. Um, for example, in the English department, we have a huge file cabinet with meeting minutes going back, decades and decades, like before I was born. And so we can be like, "Hey, when we proposed English 101 for the very first time, what did the faculty have to say?" And we could go back and look at the meeting minutes and see. All right, so we have just the basic elements, right? The date of the meeting, the time, the location, the Google Meet conference call, and that's kind of an important technical writing item, and we can talk about that right now really quickly. Sometimes people, they'll get a runny nose and they'll say, "Can I have a Kleenex?" But Kleenex is a brand of tissue. So it's like, well, what if the person doesn't have a Kleenex brand tissue, right? Used to be a time when people would say, "Hey, could you make me 30 Xeroxes of the meeting minutes?" And it's like, well, Xerox is a brand of photocopier manufacturer, but photocopies is what a Xerox makes. So sometimes we label items with a brand name rather than what the item is. And really, we could just say video conference then, right? Because now Zoom and video conference have become synonymous to a point. Yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone was present. I had another class with extra students. They were my students, but they weren't in that class. And I was like, "Y'all can go." And I think they just wanted to see what it was about. And then the absences and who's absent. And it's we do this in our department meeting minutes. We say who has an excused absent and who's just absent, right? We're not going to worry about that for all of you because I don't think I can legally tell you who was excused and who was just gone, all right? So those are NA. So those are there. Like if you're in the English club or something, here's your meeting minute template, right? You could take that to the ASI and tell them, "Hey, look at all the great stuff we're doing." All right. So we have the call to order. And this is following, we'll say modified Robert's Rules of Order, very loosely modified. And so the MSP means someone made a motion to start the meeting, someone seconded it, and then we passed it. Roll call. We're not taking roll call, but there it is. And then we have the approval of the agenda. We'll get to the agenda next. And the approval of the minutes. So now on Tuesday, you all have to approve these, right? And you can make changes. A lot of times we make changes in the university, in our university committees. What we love to do is to make changes to typos and grammatical errors. Oh, people love that. It's like, oh, we got to put that comma in there. But, you know, it's kind of true, right? Because the university is a government institution. Since it's a government institution, any tax-paying citizen can ask to see their records. And so they could say, hey, I want to see the department meeting minutes from this date because I think they talked about me. Since we're a government institution run on tax dollars, we would have to provide those minutes. If we had grammar errors in those minutes, it'd be kind of embarrassing, right? And so I guess we should put a little colons here, right? Something to distinguish the category of information from the information within the category. Then we had our announcements. You all can make announcements. I wonder if one of you is with statement. I think today was the last day to submit to statement. Dang, I wanted to submit a little essay. I never do it. All right. And then we have the intent to raise questions. And so this is the time when we can raise questions. And so here are the questions, and then we have some abbreviated answers here. So that's good. All right. So yeah, ask any questions you want. Now, typically in a class, you can ask me any question that you want at any time. But since we're running our sessions as meetings, I'm going to be a bit of a stickler and be like, oh, we got to wait till item 6 on the agenda. And then we have the reports. Most of these are my reports. In the future, we will have reports from other students. So, for example, maybe one of you is on the statement team and you would like to give a presentation about statement and how to submit or how to join. Maybe one of you wants to talk about the English club, right? How to join, how to become involved. Well, you can talk to me and say, hey, can I talk to class about the English club? And I'll be like, heck yeah. And then we'll put it in the reports and you'll be added to the agenda. Okay. So really everything we talked about was new business. Now, we didn't finish, tuna fish sandwich, grade contract, syllabus. So technically, those will be added to our agenda for the next meeting. Okay. All right. And future meetings, we have our schedule there, and right for these next few weeks, I have the agenda and I'm setting it. But at week 3, week 4, we're going to have a meeting, and you're going to have to work. You're going to have to use your textbook. And you're going to have to give me a list of what we need to do, and then I will take that list and try to put dates to it, and then we'll set the agenda. All right. So again, we're trying to run this like a committee, like a business, and so we're going to get a job to do. And then we're going to have to develop the key tasks in the calendar. So we're going to make a project plan, all right? But in any case, so these are all of the elements of meeting minutes. And as I said, you can look in your textbook as informational reports. I think the last informational report were the meeting minutes, but those are them. They are there. And just on a side note, at Cal State LA, I don't know, it's probably like this at every university, and I've never noticed, but we take some pride in hiring like our former students. And since many of you are English majors, you may get a job at Cal State LA, for example, as a student support professional, or an administrative support coordinator. And so, like, if you're an administrative support coordinator, you're going to be writing meeting minutes as part of your job. So this, this is hopefully a helpful practice for you in being one of the genres that we're going to write. Okay. Now let's look at the agenda. So we had our first batch of meeting minutes. So now we have our agenda, and like Microsoft Word changed again. Why can't I just maximize? All right, so the agenda comes from the meeting minutes, and maybe in a typical course, every day would be outlined for you, but in this course we have the major strokes are outlined for you, but the agenda is what's going to really outline every day. So the agenda is what we plan to talk about during a meeting. Okay? So here we go. The date, February 2nd, is our next meeting. I don't know. Do we meet at 1:40 to 2:55? I gotta go back to the minutes because 10 to 10:50. That's not right either. We're gonna have to get these times correct. All right. And I can't do it now. I wish I could just like pause. And I think 10:40. We'll just put that in there because that's what you want. All right. So we have our date, time, location. Who is it? We're gonna have call to order. We're gonna take attendance, approve the agenda, approve the minutes. And then we have announcements. So I put Statement Magazine in there. I may be out of line. I don't know. I'm just going to announce Statement Magazine. And then I left the question mark for B, just in case one of you has an announcement for all of us. Okay? Intent to raise questions. I just put an A and a question mark because I don't know what the questions are, right? We can't anticipate them. So you'll ask your questions. I don't think we have any reports. We'll just leave that blank. And then we have our new business. Now we have new business and we have old business. Old business is the stuff that we didn't finish talking about last meeting. So we have the grade contract, syllabus, job application letters, those things. So we'll need to cover those. And then we have our our new business. We're just going to keep reminding you about the Career Center presentation, your profile assignment. We need to talk about that. We'll talk about critical reading responses, technical writing, tuna fish sandwiches. Well, yeah, we'll probably get to those. We'll see. Might have to wait until Thursday. Okay. So those are the items we'll talk about. And for future meetings, I provided an outlook to cover us for the month. So hopefully that is helpful. So the agenda is a forecast of what we're going to cover during our business meeting. And there have been times in my professional life when someone has sent out an agenda for a business meeting, and I looked at it and I just said, you know what? I am not going to that meeting because nothing there is pertinent to my tasks and what I'm doing, right? So the agenda can give people a heads up, or maybe there have been times when I received an agenda for a meeting, and have maybe thought, oh, look at item number 5. That is of great interest to me. So I'm going to go ahead and write a little report about that. And then when we get to the meeting, I'm going to be like, hey, look at this report. This is what I want to talk about. And so we can prepare, right? And then the minutes, they record what we've talked about during the meeting. And if someone wasn't able to attend, they can look at the minutes and say, okay, this is what happened. All right, I can now catch up and keep abreast of my committee duties. I even think of our politicians, because I have been watching a lot of CNN lately. But when we have like Senate meetings and things, they keep minutes, they keep an agenda, so the senators know what's happening. Like, they're on committees, they can't make every meeting because of the committees, so then they can read that agenda and the minutes, and they can see what they missed. They can get the big broad strokes. All right, so I hope this is helpful. And these are two super important professional writing genres that we need to have some familiarity with. So